But if they were to fight, I'll be rooting on Floyd Mayweather, man. I can't.
I'm not the disrespectful type of guy. That's not who I am. I'm the type of guy. The reason I'm not disrespectful is because when I say something, I'm ready to die for it. So if I say this, I'm willing to die for this. You understand me?
You stand on it.
I stand on it. Yeah. Who did Floyd fight that was on his level when he fought? Only Canelo. That's it. Don't give me that stuff about the other guy that was going to prison. He know he's going to prison when he gets through.
Floyd Mayweather appears to have tentatively agreed to Roy Jones Jr.'s challenge, but only on his terms. True to the stance he's held since hanging up his gloves, Mayweather will only entertain a match under exhibition rules. That means no official sanctioning, no threat to his spotless 52-0 record, and no deviation from the post-retirement blueprint that has kept his legacy intact. But Roy Jones Jr., in a recent interview, fired back with a very different vision. No exhibition. Not doing that, Jones declared. What's the point? We're not here to pretend. If we're stepping in the ring, it's got to be for real.
So, that being said, you're disrespecting the greatest fighter of all time. And if you disrespect him, you disrespect anybody. So you have no respect. But when you see me, you're gonna have some respect. Because if you want to get it, we can get it. I'm willing to go earn my respect.
Jones made it crystal clear. Any showdown with Mayweather would have to be a legitimate, sanctioned bout that's judged, scored, and added to their professional records. He's not willing to budge on this. Pressed further, Jones doubled down, stating, "If Floyd really wants to fight, I'm here. I'm not out to start anything, but if someone takes issue with what I say, I'll gladly settle that in the ring or wherever they want." Jones is drawing a hard line, and he's daring Mayweather to cross it.
I got opinions, and I'm allowed to say my opinions or speak my opinions. And if somebody was trying to send me a subliminal message, it worked. Because if you want to prove that you're better than me, I'm always ready. Wide open, ready to go. It's called.
This demand completely appends the formula Mayweather has followed since stepping away from the pro circuit in 2017, after beating Conor McGregor and securing his perfect record. Mayweather has only agreed to exhibitions, carefully managed appearances that resemble sparring sessions more than high-stakes competition.
Do you respect the Floyd 50-0, or is it like?
You gotta respect anything a person does and stay undefeated that long. So I respect it to a degree, yeah. Is it a 50-0 that I think, oh, he the greatest fighter all the time? Nah. Chavez was 80-0 at one point. 80. He could have retired at 80-0. You go ever top that? No. He just didn't stop, right?
These bouts are scripted to minimize damage and risk. They're unsanctioned, don't affect his stats, and are usually cash-heavy showpieces designed more for entertainment than legacy. Mayweather has openly admitted he considers himself more of a performer now than a fighter, but with Jones pushing for a sanctioned high-stakes fight, Floyd now faces a choice: return to real combat or step away from this clash entirely.
You were the instigator, but you just asked him, you were the reporter. You just said, like, the critics are talking about it, you just started something. So, no, but it's good for boxing, so we can have that conversation.
Me and Roy having a conversation, man.
Everybody's loving it, though. They're loving the thing. What do you think about this the whole scenario?
Them going back and forth?
Yeah.
They're just fighters, man.
You think they should get it on? You think Floyd can get his weight up and they should get it on?
I don't think they're going to do that.
Who is better in there?
Opinions across the boxing world are deeply divided. In a recent chat with Radio Raheem, legendary fighter Bernard Hopkins gave his 2 cents on how a Roy Jones Jr. versus Floyd Mayweather matchup might play out. It comes down to who's more active with their hands, he said. When Raheem referenced Mayweather's social media clips showing Jones getting knocked out, Hopkins didn't take the bait, pointed out those moments showed vulnerability, not weakness, and highlighted Jones's bouts against Tarver and Johnson. The footage, he said, was more reflective of the cruelty of combat sports than Jones's abilities.
Floyd and Roy. Floyd is making fun of him that he got knocked out and all this stuff. What do you think about that situation? Who is the better fighter in their prime?
Look, in their prime, I mean, I got to give it up to both guys, but, I mean, look, we're retired, man. Let's keep this fighting thing for the young bucks, you know?
But you fought Floyd, you fought him, so you know firsthand, you know his talent. Sure. But Roy in his prime, when he was like Superman, before the knockouts, before everything.
He was a beast. He was a beast.
Hopkins added that it's cheap to kick a man while he's down, whether from a punch or from public criticism. Despite losing to Jones back in 1993, Hopkins offered nothing but praise. He credited Roy's dynamic and unconventional style, saying, "Look at his losses, but also look at the span of his dominance. His peak was unmatched." He concluded that Jones's victories and unique approach to boxing carry far more weight than any defeat on his record ever could.
Not because he did a great job, but he did it for himself, and it worked for him. But everybody now wants the Mayweather concept, because Mayweather made so much money, staying undefeated, waiting till the right time to fight Pacquiao, finding the right people to fight at the right time. He monopolized the business. But the problem was, it only made him money, and the people he was fighting. It didn't make money for the whole sport. So what he did himself a great job, but it hurt the sport. Because not everybody wants to fight, stay undefeated.
Oscar De La Hoya also weighed in, sharing a more emotional angle during an interview with Fight Hub TV. Asked about the Mayweather-Jones feud, De La Hoya made it clear he's staying out of it. "I'm cool with him. I've got no issue," he said of Floyd. He suggested the tension might be linked to the psychological toll of retirement. See all these younger fighters rising, and that can stir feelings. Emotions start running high. While acknowledging that Jones tends to speak his mind, De La Hoya also pointed out Floyd's natural tendency to protect his image.
When you look at Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s whole career, you see a perfect career, incredible fights, no losses. But what you won't see is any time in his career where he was as good and as dominant at his peak as Roy Jones Jr. was. Roy Jones Jr. was one of the best fighters, pound for pound, #1 fighter in the sport of boxing for over a decade, and he deserves respect for that. Now, specifically about what Floyd Mayweather Jr. had to say,
Claressa Shields chimed in during her latest media circuit. While gearing up to defend her undisputed middleweight crown against Lonnie Daniels, Shields was asked by Fight Hub TV about the escalating tension between Mayweather and Roy Jones Jr. Her response was blunt. "Beef is beef. Smoke is smoke. Some people just don't vibe. You feel me? Why everyone acting all surprised?" She delved into how pride fuels rivalry in combat sports. "There's folks I don't mess with either. It's just ego." Floyd went and posted that knockout. Clip of Roy. Outs full-on beef. Asked what should happen next. Shields laughed and said, "Look, best way to settle beef. Scrap it out, I say. Let them go at it. That's how I handle Minya. Fight. I want to fight somebody." Former champion Antonio Tarver, who famously handed Roy his first pro defeat also, weighed in. Speaking 2 seconds out, Tarver drew from his own battles with Jones. "When you compare their careers, it's tight," he said. "I respect Floyd. He stayed unbeaten, did it his way, but honestly, nobody ever thought he was invincible. Roy, he was that guy unbeatable until he ran into me." Tarver's take highlighted how Jones, in his prime, carried an aura even Mayweather never quite matched.
I would not be able to take credit for beating Pacquiao after he got knocked out by Marquez, because that's not the same Pacquiao.
Of course.
That's not the Pacquiao at the top of his game.
Yeah, of course.
But in society today, we'll call that person the best fighter ever.
Of course.
When that's not how that goes. That's not reality. But in the business world, it is, because look how much money he made.
Manny Pacquiao also joined the chorus during a Fight Hub TV segment. Asked how he viewed the potential showdown between Mayweather and Jones, Pacquiao didn't hold back his respect. "Roy Jones? Man, you know who he is. Roy is Roy," he said, nodding with a grin. In his prime, fast, strong, explosive. When pressed on whether Jones could actually knock Mayweather out, Pacquiao didn't hesitate. "I think so." That bold answer stirred the pot even more, especially given Pacquiao's own storied past with Floyd. It injected a bit of extra heat into the ongoing debate.
I'm Roy Jones.
Roy Jones, Roy Jones. You know Roy Jones, right?
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you very
Let me get a
much.
shout out for Team Locked
By knockout.
You agree with me, Roy Jones? Roy Jones is in his prime. Man, like, fast, footwork, strong.
Across every interview and response, one thing is crystal clear: Roy Jones Jr. isn't asking. He's demanding. His condition is non-negotiable. No exhibitions, no play acting, no circus. He wants a sanctioned fight, real judges, real stakes, real consequences. He wants it to count. Mayweather, for his part, hasn't accepted those terms. Sure, he's thrown shade at Jones online and dropped hints that he might be open to something. But every public move he's made since retirement has stayed squarely in the exhibition world.
You mentioned Floyd. Where would you put him in the rankings? Mayweather, where would you put him?
Who?
All right, let me ask you a question.
If you don't respect Muhammad Ali, how can I respect you?
It's a good point.
Jones's demand is no casual request. It's a line in the sand. He's daring Floyd to leave behind the carefully choreographed safety of post-retirement exhibitions and step into a real, sanctioned contest. But will Floyd take the bait? He will. He finally agreed to something that could put his perfect record on the line. Drop your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss what happens next.